Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A run for the first time. And right away, he lost the football. And one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams sprint plays to start a game.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Here's 2nd and 8. Complete to Drake London. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
And even though this is a top 5 rushing offense, and we see this especially early in the game, they're going to do their best to keep you honest. They don't want you getting the habit of stacking the box, so that's a good throw there, and they're able to come up with the first down.
Hawk 70. Ready.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now he'll tuck this and run. This pass is caught by London. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. But Charles, did it seem like to you that maybe they were a little worried about his running prowess there? Because everybody kind of froze when he got outside the pocket, and they were able to throw it for the first down.
Absolutely, and you work all week getting ready for a game, and you know that the potential is there for him to run it, but you better take care of those receivers downfield. They can hurt you first.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. Here's a quick throw left side to start things out. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. You talk about this Falcon defense, and they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
It'll be a gain of 5. And now it's 3rd and 3. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at
at the 43-yard line. Throwing here is May. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The Panthers at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
And I like the way that this team is winning football games because they're doing it the way that coaches love to preach. Penalties at a minimum because they've been very disciplined, very focused in their business.
That's going to be caught. It's the rookie from Clemson. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 14. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll throw with May. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Inside the red zone, and that means don't come away from there with anything less than 3 points, but everyone's thinking about 6. They're trying to get to the end zone. They decide to run a toss. Big people up front being mobile and moving, and a running back trying to follow behind them to find the yardage, and that's exactly what he did.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try to find a way to win.
A huge play there on the screen pass. 46 yards.
That's why you call a screen. You want to catch a defense over-committing. Plenty of space available, and that matched up perfectly. What a convoy he got downfield to pick up big yardage on that play.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Panthers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They're going to throw. May. That's to his tight end, Tyler Warren. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. The end result, 21 yards. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved in a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. To throw, it's May. Touchdown, Carolina! Chris Olave with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Panthers are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what has been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now back to throw. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure to him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. 34 yards. And the Falcons have got it back to within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling,
touchdown, Carolina! A big play there. 65 yards. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They work now on 2nd and 9. They'll set up to throw. He'll fire deep, looking for more. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Panthers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Hey, what's up? Crazy, crazy.
Here's May. Now he's going to step up and run. Down the field, he's got one. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
To the air, May. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Incomplete.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
From the gun, it's May. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it with May. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Hands it off out of the gun. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 2nd and 4. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. They go play action here on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Pitts. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Okay, ready?
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
He'll look to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll throw now on the final play. A short one there, caught by Warren. He can't get him down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
Now a 2nd and 10. And they go play action with May. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
3rd and 4.
They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They can now afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
4th down. Here's May. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 38.
From the shotgun, it's May. That's to Warren, his tight end.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Tyler Warren, 37 yards. And the Panthers take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
60, cut 19, cut 19. Go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons get a bit closer. They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. And he completes it to Olave. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. Down to about the 32.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Crazy, 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 crazy.
They'll throw with May. Got his man. It's Warren. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 15-yard line.
17 yards. That's good for a Panthers first down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
And he's got a touchdown, Panthers. Chris Olave with his second touchdown of the afternoon. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. On is Fitzgerald now for the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Ready?
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. This pass is caught by London. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
Panther 6. Come on. Buffalo 18. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
First down.
Warrior 70.
He'll look to throw. Short throw caught by Pitts. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
Brings up second and 5.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Third and 5.
Cowboy, here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
158 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Off the play fake. Here's May.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. He's got it for a Panther touchdown.
Chris Olave.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year.
And the Panthers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Short throw caught by Pitts.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Touchdown! A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Falcons get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they're going to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And that will be incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
It'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly.
And it will be Falcon football.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini-losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 5. Now he's going to step up and run.
It's caught on the right side by Robinson. So the completion good for just 3. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he's going to have a Falcons first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. Back to throw now on 1st down. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now he'll tuck this and run. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. And that will get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. This ball down the field for Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, 37 yards. And the Falcons have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Falcons 35.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. What was once a really comfortable lead is not so comfortable anymore. Down to a 2-score game after they've seen a pair of touchdowns go against them on those last 2 drives.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get off an autopilot right now, okay? Get back to what was working for them earlier. Understand that they still have a 2-score lead, so it's not dire, but at the same time, okay, guys, let's mash the gas. Let's get going again. Let's have some fun.
They go play action now. May. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Hey, what's up? Crazy. We go, boy. Crazy.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Olave holds it in. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Now 3rd down and 7.
Crazy. Five.
To the air, May. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. This is 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think, okay, he's the guy in all the commercials now.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
167 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. To throw, it's May. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Looking to throw. May. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
From the gun on third down, it's May.
And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on fourth down. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this will remain a two-touchdown game.
Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to get this deep on the Carolina side of the field. Now we'll get whistles, and they signal for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. And this is caught, so it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. And it's incomplete, but there's still 2 seconds left in this ball game, so they'll have one final shot.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Panthers,
the victory moves them to 7-1 on the year.
And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they drop back.